it will be the bear.
Okay. Do we see something like maybe an Ash ban against Suning? Do you care that much about that pick?
I think you could just go back to banning the Zoe, honestly.
Okay.
If it works game 1, why not go back to it? I wonder if Suning will ban out the Azir. Because now Icon's had three games where he's really good on Azir in recent series. And you yourself play the Bard.
Yeah. Sword Art's most played, as we talked about before.
Heck, Sora's only played it once. Which, it is a champion, especially against solo queue as well, that Sora does play quite a bit, but...
You're playing Ash. Ash and Bard has been a very positive combo here in this region.
So they're going to change the Bard, but keep their Renekton ban.
First pick what? 80 carry?
I actually wonder, knowing OMG, if they'll go to the Lee Sin themselves, but I think Ash would be a fine first pick here. The question is, we don't know what Eric plays and what Eric feels comfortable on.
Yeah.
Like, we know what he's played in LDL, and it's been a bit of everything, but playing something in LDL compared to LPL is very, very different.
Different environment. Ash first pick? No. Jungle, Hacker instead of the Lee Sin. No, Bard. Wow, there was a lot of thinking behind that one, but that does steal it away from Sword Art.
Yeah, and that's what it feels like to me, because as you pointed out earlier, it is Sword Art's most played champion. The split by far. He has 10 games on that champion. He now has 7 at Nautilus after that last game. So OMG already saying, hey, we're not really going to play for our bot lane. We're going to have Sora move around the map, try to set up more with Hacker and Icon. And after last game, I think it makes a lot of sense.
Also makes sense here with the Trundle if we just see Quan Fung rinse and repeat on his Ash.
Yeah, I think it's the highest tier 80 carry open. As we pointed out last game, the only other thing that would make sense if you say, hey, let's play a team fight comp ourselves, let's get more kiting and disengage in our comp, let's go for something like the Edgewell here instead.
You mentioned Suning looking towards support counter pick at the end, this time a little bit earlier on here that Sword Art is able to pick up the Nautilus.
And I do expect Hacker to go with Lee Sin. You know, he's hovering it right now. You do lose in early duels to Trundle, but especially at the level 6 point, that's when you come online in that 2v2. You already expect OMG to be a pretty much heavy 2 to 3 man squad with jungle support and probably mid in there as well.
Yep. Azir time.
Ash.
Ash time. Ash or Azir? But the thing is, if you don't pick Azir here,
that's true. Then you lose it.
Ban it away.
Then we look at what's left in Icon's pool, and not too many things that we've been too keen on. So
Eric priority.
Yep. So this shows us what we just mentioned, right? That we don't know what Eric feels comfortable pulling out on an LPL stage, and it does seem like it's going to be the Ezreal. Once again, you're against an Nautilus, so he's going to be pretty hard to lock down, as well as something like a Trundle, which obviously can only run forward. You don't have any way to close distance, and since your support's already saying, hey, I don't want to play for lane, Ezreal obviously is one of the more self-sufficient supports.
Very much so. We'll rinse and repeat while Quan Fong will do the same. Now we need solo laners for both teams. LeBlanc banned away before the Azir, but maybe that's going to be Suning's last ban.
Yeah, I wonder if Suning will rinse and repeat with the Twisted Fate, or if they'll just take away the Azir themselves.
Oh, Angel's only played it once.
Yep, but we do know he looks pretty proficient at it. He's obviously played it, you know, numerous times throughout his career.
Yep.
Oh, and OMG reading that one,
is,
actually.
yeah.
So OMG saying, hey, makes sense, right? When you see a LeBlanc ban, I would say Azir is one of the things that pop in your mind of what can be picked.
If we can't have it, no one can. Mentality from OMG. But now mid lane is up in the air, and we're really narrowing down the pool available. You mentioned the TF before.
Yeah, we have the TF. We still have the Orianna. We have Galio, but I don't like the Galio in Suning's comp, and we've seen it many times, right? Galio Trundle with like an Ashe in the bot lane, and it doesn't feel like it has enough damage. You really have to try and get the game going around Trundle's early game dueling and setting up with the Enchanted Crystal Arrows.
Yep.
Or I wonder if Suning would save it for last pick, since Angel can always pull out something like the Kassadin, but I would say knowing Suning, I kind of expect something. I was going to say the Orianna, but now that's gone as well.
Everything quite limited. All right, get ready for the TF. You talk about the bin counter pick that we'll see Suning usually do.
So with the pool so limited, and it going to more specialized picks, they are saying, hey, we're going to save that for the last pick.
At the very least, Curse has the opportunity to pull out a nice pick up in that top lane. But either way, we're going to see both mid and top for this final lock-in. Icon has not played Akali this split.
He's also not played Twisted Fate, so if they do lock this in, it will be his first time this split. And they do have pick tools this time as well with the Bard going along with it, and that's what they are going to go towards. I feel like you want to pick something in the top lane that you want to set up because we've already mentioned, right, Ezreal Bard, not really a lane you want to set up with that Destiny.
Chance to mimic the Cyclone.
Ooh, chance to mimic an IGS playstyle.
I mean, that's what we talk about Curse with, but let's reverse the matchup. Let's do Camille.
Yeah, so OMG, again, going this route. It would be hilarious to see if Curse can show up in how it's done,
Yeah.
but I would hope that we see more influence from Icon coming this time, right? You have the Bard, you have the Twisted Fate, putting more priority in that top side and really setting up Curse to be a threat.
Now, you didn't like it before. You still don't like it now? Not enough damage, right?
The thing that I like is at least they drafted the Wukong, so they
Okay.
have a way to bring Angel into the fight. So it's not just going to be this pure, like, peeling Galio, keep him next to the AD carry, use your W just to keep everyone away. And when we look at it, I do still feel like it's like, hey, we want to see it start making proactive moves at that level 6 point and start accelerating Huanfeng. So when we look at these two comps, they say different sides of the map to me. Suning says bot, OMG says, hey, we're going to play for topside, we're going to get Curse ahead, and then Curse is going to be a terror that no one can deal with.
Which, in the past, has been a great way for OMG to play. And we got a lot of global pressure coming through here as well. You know, Bard's semi-global, technically. He throws some magic up in the air, and people go, oh, it's a
I'd say
shooting
global.
star.
He's global, Ash is global.
Yeah.
So a lot of global champions this game.
He's part of the Earth, so he is global, yes.
Is he part of the Earth?
I think he's, I mean, isn't he a big, he's kind of astral, isn't he? The biggest person is the center of the universe known as Aurelion Sol.
Yes.
And then I think it's, you know, Bard travels around the globe very quickly.
Where do you get this from?
The magical journey, I don't know. If you have magic, if you want to make a journey, surely you'd go anywhere you want in the Earth. Maybe go to Mars as well. Interplanetary, what do you call it?
I'm not sold.
Yeah, well, you don't have to be. That's what Bard does. But OMG won game 1. I'm going to pose a really simple question. We all learned this in kindergarten. Can they do it again? You know, we asked ourselves.
Look, I'm going to say we're going to game 3.
Okay. We're going to game 3, but not yet. We'll find out. Do you like Suning's draft? Is there enough damage? Was my question justified?
Yeah, I think for when your comp really wants to get ahead in that mid game, you are fine damage-wise.
Okay.
It's only if we go ultra late where you're going to be dealing with the Ezreal and the Camille, it's going to be really worrisome for the side of Suning.
Are we at the point of OMG again where they've got a lot of late game tools that we talked about previously?
Yeah, Suning, not Suning, I'm sorry. OMG do
OMG.
have a lot of late game tools. They also have a bit of, not necessarily like mid game power in the sense that they want to go toe to toe with what Suning have drafted, but they have ways to get ahead with that Destiny and with how the Bard's going to move around the map. And
Amazing
I mean,
pick
we
as
see
well.
here coming out from the Colonel, right? This is why, I mean, you saw my face when you asked me about like Suning's draft is, I just don't feel like we see the Galio work all that often here in the LPL unless it is in the hands of someone like Teacher Ma or Doinby. I definitely much prefer the Twisted Fate, but I'd say knowing the LPL, knowing how we do fight a lot, you know, for that first and second Drake, I could see Suning picking up this game.
It does feel very much like when a TF is locked in and there's no other real options, you're like, I'm just going to pick Galio.
I
as a
still remember
response.
that day where we had the matchup 5 out of our 6 games. We had a 6-game day, and that was 5 of our 6 mid lane matchups.
Yeah.
And our last one still had, I want to say it was Galio. I think it was Galio versus Syndra or something. So we had Galio all day long.
I think TF was banned. That was the only reason
yeah,
we didn't
exactly.
see it.
So, yeah, we've seen this one quite a bit.
Hey, look at SOFM. He started up towards the top side. Enemy jungle steal here from Hacker, who will be transitioning towards the vertical jungling himself. And this is opposite sides of the map, as we talked about OMG wanting top side.
Yeah,
and Suning wanting bot.
And now they're going different ways. So, you know, Suning were the ones who initiated the trade side. So it tells me that Suning don't want them to try to get this Camille ahead and really take over this matchup.
As Bin gets a little bit low. Good trade back from Bin. But it's who can deny it quick enough.
And we already saw with Hacker, you know, walking through bot, right? Like, you're not going to find any easy opportunities ganking Huanfeng or Sword Art. It's going to be quite hard when they do have the Ezreal Bard.
Let's truck junglers for a little bit. Up top side, SOFM is charging here, and hookshot, wallshot was just used. This is a free avenue in. Curse either has to burn his flash or just die.
Nope, he's dead.
And it feels like a bit louder. Maybe Sora is as well. OMG across the map in the biggest pickles of their lives. Dead again. Up now for Curse. And we could be going to game 3.
I mean, good job by SUNING. Okay, yeah. Good job by SUNING for that, you know, cutting the map in half and playing towards topside. Not allowing for Hacker, you know, to have an avenue to try and protect Curse and, like, set him up to be this big threat. Great gank coming out from him as well. And then, I mean, OMG on the side where they have their jungle. Dying 2v2, just something that can't happen.
Yeah. It's pretty embarrassing.
Let's see how it went down. Walks up, autos, gets dredge lined, and dies.
Yes, he does. Good commitment. But Eric lives.
So we just gonna hype Eric?
Eric is all I want to talk about. Well, he's up in a bit of CS. OMG are making a really gutsy play towards Angel. Gold card at the ready. Justice punch beneath turret. Instant flash. They don't have to keep going forward, but Sonic Wave into Resonating Strike. Hacker doesn't get taunted long enough, and you know what? That's a bit of proactivity to shift the scale once again.
Yeah, it was a great play. And the 3-man squad we expected to see, Hacker, Sora, and Icon setting up a great play. Interesting to see how Angel got so low. And, I mean, when you have Flash, E, and Taunt all up, it still feels like dying is a bit of a misplay, but,
yeah,
you know, great job by OMG. And OMG, once again, showing more signs of life than we expected.
I guess we have to take stock of the lanes a little bit after the chaos is ensued, because with the kill onto Angel, he has to burn the TP, shove out the wave. Icon has TP himself, but he's walking back to the lane.
He's going to make it in time, it looks like, so he will be completely fine. Looks like it was a cannon wave anyway, so he should be fine.
Kind of interesting for OMG after, you know, losing up towards top and bottom at the same time. They still have CS in their back pocket, but it is Hacker who's suffering a bit here in the jungle, bar the kill.
Just real quick, it's really interesting if you're looking at the player cams to see how much Curse is talking. Curse has been talking pretty much non-stop for the past, you know, couple minutes.
Oh, really?
Not couple minutes, I guess minute and a half, and yeah, it's still going. And it's very rare to see top laners, I'd say, that communicative, and especially, I mean, we're not really seeing OMG play around him right now, right? They're not up towards the top side, so I guess just communicating his lane state, saying like, hey, I'm fine up here. I have TP if you guys need it. You could go for that dragon. He also has TP advantage, so
I think the most communicative top lane is Flandre in the LPL, but let's talk about Curse up top side. Teleport's being used by Icon to get up here. Hookshot, wall shot. In fact, it was actually Eric who came through. Gold card flashed away from, but SOFM against the wall has jumped onto Eric, who flashes away. Bin kills him in this situation as well. The trade kill goes over, and Curse dies as well, and Bin now has 2.
This is where someone, you know, pulls up the OMG Icon. Ooh.
Icon has Flash and Gold card. He wants to turn on to SOFM, but Twisted Fate at this point in the game might not have much damage. This time, it's Curse TPing up top side. Dredgeline connects even after the flash, and down he goes. Angel TP'd as well. Curse is in his natural lane.
So, I was going to say, this is where someone pulls up the OMG logo and, like, paint, and, you know, puts the clown nose and the clown hair on top, because that was not clean.
No,
I like the idea, right? Sending Eric up top with the TP. You also have Icon coming as well.
We got another one. Oh, this time it's Icon. Hook shot, wall shot. Curse dodges away. Icon got to run back to mid. And look, Bin's mid right now, just clearing the wave out. So whatever, fair enough. Run down. This has become very chaotic in a short amount of time.
Also rushing Boots of Swiftness, so showing he wants to be a big presence on the map.
Bin has Cyclone. He's going to use it now. Destiny comes out as well. Icon almost dies. Playing it very close. His double Cyclone gets a knock up. That's a good shutdown, but that could have easily been a trade.
No. It could have been a trade.
But it wasn't.
But it wasn't a
trade. So we give props for that.
So we give props to our man, Eric.
Yes, we do. Yeah, Eric gets the respect, not Icon.
I mean, look at Eric. He's just sitting in bot lane. He's farming up.
Why is the camera not on Eric?
He's a Sheen, a Doran's Blade,
Dude.
2 biscuits.
Not 1, but 2. Okay, he used the control ward as well. That's a good AD carry.
I'm just saying, if you don't use control wards, typically you end up like the Shy early this split.
Yeah. Or you end up like Teachima stuck in plat.
Oh God, don't say that. He's KR, like, I think he's Grandmaster.
Doesn't matter, as Eric was close. There's a bit of a smite that comes down. Never mind, SOFM pulls that up.
Why'd you get so high?
Because he almost stole away red buff with a true shot barrage.
You know, he almost did it, so
It's like the mid play almost is good enough.
Well,
Almost gets props.
when it's Eric, it is, but SUNING going for a dive.
How do you get out of this one? There's no flash available here for the Ezreal in question as Subjugate's used. Huanfeng has the Enchanted Crystal Arrow. Dredgeline comes in. Arcane Shift is a bit denied. Ignite with the ult kill from Huanfeng. Angel even comes down as well, and SUNING are really snowballing this game ahead.
Yeah, and you could see that SUNING were a bit hesitant because they knew, like, okay, well, Nautilus isn't ultimate yet. We need to hit this Dredgeline. Eric Eing a bit too late. Not sure if it was on cooldown or what, but still, good job by Sorter hitting the Dredgeline, securing that dive, getting that kill, and we see now about a 1.5k gold lead. And this even goes back to our conversation earlier about how we expect this game to go, that, you know, I might like OMG's draft a bit more, but right, we do expect SUNING to come out on top. It just needs to execute on these points in the mid game, and it feels like it has been. Though they've also been helped by obviously the mis-execution coming out from OMG, especially on that top side play.
You set up how Huanfeng needs to accelerate. They need Curse to accelerate as Bin's ready once again. Double Wukong ulti at the ready. Here comes the second Cyclone as Sora and Hacker are dismissed. Even pulled back in by the Dredgeline, getting low. Bin's back in the kick to save his life. And OMG, try as they might, cannot get through this Monkey King.
Yeah, they just dedicated 3 people up to top to try to take him down. Not going to be able to do it. Low health bars coming out as well.
Cool, but Bin's back in lane. Curse gets a slow hook shot, wall shot onto the clone now. Hero's entrance coming in with the Hextech ultimatum. That'll get the knock up, and Curse will go down. And SUNING, bit of global pressure, and Bin re-engaging. Depth charge used, but no follow-up.
And that one was a bit of a head scratcher, honestly. I'm not quite sure what Curse was trying to do, but I mean, it was clear what he was trying to do, right? He was trying to kill the Wukong.
But trying to do. Eric again.
But we see Angel's ultimate coming out, you know, pretty clutch, and SUNING had guaranteed Herald anyway by the fact that OMG committing to the previous play, not being able to take down Bin and also getting slow just meant, okay, well, very easy for SOFM to turn on this objective. And what's great for the side of SUNING too is that, you know, Huanfeng didn't have to move over at all. I mean, sure, Eric didn't as well, but we do see Huanfeng with a bit of a CS lead in lane.
He is ahead mightily.
Yeah, has the Blade of the Rune King already. This is what we wanted to see from SUNING, right? We need to see them accelerate Huanfeng. We want to see them start pushing the tempo, especially in these Dragon fights. So Dragon going to come up in 15 seconds. We definitely want to see SUNING fight for this, take it, and start to get to a point where, hey, they are amassing the same gold that they found last game.
Bin's TP is perfectly timed for this Dragon as well. Just a note, and Curses is not. So Bin off to the wing, just threatening at this point while he's taking Krugs, and Curse will have to stay in lane because he is nowhere near this party.
And we don't have Hextech Ultimatum or True Shot Barrage for the side of OMG, but still, Critical Ultimate's missing for SUNING as well, with Sword Art and Angel both not having theirs up. But still, it does look like OMG realized, hey, we cannot 5v5 this composition. Also, they probably do know that Bin has TP advantage, as you pointed out, so just going to opt to wait this one out. I think it's fine for the fact that they did get the first one, so not like they're in any threat of us getting to Soul Point anytime soon.
And at the very least, Huanfeng on top of this Dragon is just going to keep pushing down. But SOFM tiptoeing his way back into the enemy jungle. He's got a Rift Herald as well, let's not forget. And through mid, where Icon is pushed out in this lane, the opportunity may strike, but Icon knows he's there, threatening the engage. Meanwhile, this is happening. Dredgeline again, Enchanted Crystal Arrow, Eric flashes.
I mean, ultimately, we've seen it pan out to what we expected, right? OMG playing up towards top side with SUNING doing the opposite.
Hang on, 2 versus 1. Cyclone used. Bin is doing a heck of a lot. Meanwhile, down in the bottom lane, Sora on a magical journey, discovering life, as we know it, while Bin is going to help, or get helped by Angel. Now, what happens from here?
OMG are going to push in this wave, and
I think Icon dies.
I don't think anyone should die.
SUNING, they have the gumption to keep the play going.
I mean, even OMG will not be able to get the top turret. We already see SOFM heading up there right now. And no one dies.
No one dies. Turret doesn't go down, though.
No, does not.
Even
but
better.
you know what does go down is
turret.
this turret, and SOFM is 2 Ruby Crystals, minions all around the map, our boy Eric pushing mid lane. This is some prime time League of Legends.
Oh,
and if your friends aren't here, you message them right now, and you say,
this is
come
on.
watch Eric.
You need to see this guy. This dude's the next Deft. Next Uzi. I'm not sure.
You know, I feel like you're taking this a bit too far.
You started it.
No, I did not.
Didn't you?
No.
I will say.
Maybe I started this sentence, but...
Second game on the Rift. He has a great name. That's promising.
Yes, it is.
As Curse coming up to this lane may not be. As Rift Herald's used by SOFM on the rock side of the wall.
Well...
I think he... Anyway, doesn't matter. It's going to still get into the lane.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's a minion wave. We're going to clear that one out, and then we'll see what happens.
Going back to the previous topic, let's also point out when you do have a cool name and change it, typically your career doesn't work out the way you want it to. Look at 5.
That's true, but hang on.
But look at Sora, the guy who replaced 5.
Look at Crisp. You know, he had to change his name from something starting with P.
Crisp is a cool name, though.
But the point you said is changing a name.
No, it's changing a cool name to a name that isn't cool.
Okay.
Going from 5 to Cold.
Oh, yeah, that's not good. But look, Cold's still pretty cool.
Ah, no, it's not.
Literally.
I mean, that's my point. It's too edgy.
But edgy in LPL is what makes us tick, you know?
No, it's not.
Like, do you think Angel's an edgy name?
Why? 5 is kind of edgy in a different way. But
Yeah.
it's edgy in like a cooler way. You're just a number. It's just, like, what is that?
Well, do you think, like, the actual numbers in 369 or 705 are edgy?
A little bit, yeah.
I think they're edgy because of his performance, though, not because of his name.
No, I think they're just kind of edgy in isolation. Like that you just randomly pick these numbers.
I guess. I think Angel's edgy. You're kind of saying you're blessed, you're holy. You know?
I don't, no, not at all.
Well, what else would it mean?
It's just Angel.
But that's what Angel means. Is
Hey, Angel's also, you know, an actual, like, name. Like, people can be named Angel.
like Chris Angel.
Well, I mean,
it's a last name.
No, it could be a first name. You never met someone named Angel?
No. Oh, no. Pillar's up. Enchanted across the arrow's up. It's PTA Trundle and Eric under turret. They kick flash. Oh, SOFM.
He killed
Will be a 1-for-1, but he kind of killed Eric there.
Yeah, Hacker killed him. What? Look at him drinking his coffee now in the place.
It's like, whatever, man. This is like the hazing for, you know,
Oh, God.
a freshman. Hacker picks up the kill. That's worth.
I mean, if SOFM had red buff, which I wasn't really paying attention to, maybe Eric would have still gone down anyway, but I think Eric would have lived.
Either way. We never know. Hacker says like, oh, you're dead there anyway.
Look, point is, we're going to see Bin push out this wave. He could just start hovering over, as I feel like he's likely to do now. And then SUNING can just look to pick up the next Rift Herald, which is about to spawn.
Yeah.
And guess what? You know what OMG can do about it?
Nothing.
Absolutely nothing.
No, even saw it caught out here a little bit. As he's walking back into river, SOFM nearby. Magic Journey always creates a bit of safety, and SUNING are up about 1 billion gold, 3,000, but of course that's all on one Fong. 2-item Ash here. We talked about the primary damage source on SUNING is very much online here. And the primary source of OMG and Curse is very much not. Even picks up Trinity Force, but there's Trinity Force on Bin too.
And SUNING are going to be able to get both objectives. I mean, OMG are just opting into funneling farm onto their carries, right? We see Eric in one side lane, Curse going to the other. And when we said, hey, the win condition for SUNING is accelerating, especially in the mid game, especially once this Ashe gets first item. Angel as well going to be really strong. Bin too, and they've done that. To be fair, it also feels like OMG now at this point are, I don't want to say respecting them too much, but like this is where their comp could also try and set up some picks or side lane plays with the Twisted Fate Camille, or even, you know, add Sora in there as well with the Tempered Fate. And we're just going to see them default to farming. Like they're all inning on the late game win condition, maybe a bit too much.
Okay. Well, at the very least, it doesn't feel like they are giving up completely on the Dragon, but threatening it at the very least. Now they will be leaving.
Moving back to SUNING's side for that as well, I also don't feel like, great ultimate by Eric, I also don't feel like, you know, Bin's giving a lot of windows to get picked off in the side lane. We saw, you know, really good hovers and leans towards mid. We saw really good back timing coming out there as well.
Oh, flash from Icon though. Wow, that was kind of nice from OMG. The flash away immediately burners into the middle, but kicked on back. Sword Up brings in Angel and Tentacles Arrow with a 3-man taunt. And SUNING are already ahead. It was an attempt by OMG, but grouped on up, OMG can do nothing here against the SUNING lineup.
It just sucks that no one else was able to follow up on Huanfeng like Icon. You saw the wait out Sword Art.
That was a cool flash. Like he flashed around the Tempered Fate.
Yeah, it was really nice. And
I guess
it wasn't really nice in the sense that no one would have been able to follow up, but it looked cool.
Yeah.
Which, you know, you get points from LPL casters for.
As SOFM is behind enemy lines, Eric and Sora in a bit of a jam. Knocked up with the pillar. SOFM just keeps a bit of time. Soul won't have enough damage. And it will go down. Angry Cat. And SUNING get 2 turrets off that play as well.
Now we are at a 5K gold lead. 2 dragons for SUNING. And still a ton of ways to find picks.
What did he actually flash away from? It's called the Dredge Line. That was a sick flash from Icon.
Yes, it was. And again, he finds his way onto Huanfeng, but no one else in range to follow up. And this is the unfortunate part about being against Scalio. Very easy for him to come in the fight as well. Gets locked down. SUNING's comp has a ton of CC. And as we said, this is where SUNING's comp really is stronger than what OMG have drafted. They have a ton more lockdown as well. So easily able to come out ahead in that fight.
And Cloud Soul on the way. You're going to get a lot of cooldown reduction on these ultis. And for Bin, who is ahead in this game, is going to feel pretty good with his Cyclone. Sitting up topside right now, pushing in the wave, while the rest of SUNING are gathering between the mist of Summoner's Rift. As you talked about, OMG just sitting back and picking up the CS, playing ultra safe at this point. Apart from Icon, who is pushed out to the bottom lane, but he has Destiny and Ghost if he needs to get away.
Both teams just going to clear waves and...
Sorta.
Both teams obviously do have tools to keep looking for these types of evades, and, you know, great job by SUNING to recognize, hey, you know, we have these globals, we can evade the enemy jungle, deny some CS from Hacker, and, you know, maybe Eric, if you'd want to pick up Raptors or something along those lines, going to get some vision control down, and now going to be too dangerous for OMG to step into their own jungle.
At least try. At 19 minutes in, and after those kills top and bot, we did say this does feel like it's going to a game 3. We're still at that point here as True Shot Barrage nails down. Actually a 3-man Tempered Fate, they're collapsing in. Gold card onto Huanfeng with a shutdown on the damage source, and OMG have found their crucial pick. Icon coming around the wing with a gold card and a 4-man kick. Damage being laid down by Eric as well. The blast code as the re-engage comes through. SUNING are not backing down. Over the wall, they're separated. The curse is now coming in. I don't think SUNING going back into this fight was the port of call, as OMG are laughing at how much has just been given over. Angel wants the execute, but that won't be given over. As now through the turret and the sweep, dead are all of SUNING.
And let's be honest, we have to give all that credit over to Sora. Amazing Tempered Fate coming out. Icon with the follow-up. Gold card straight onto Huanfeng. You get him locked down for that long. Gets bursted down immediately. And we've said this is where all the gold is going onto the SUNING roster. We're going to see it here. They get the poke down. They spot them in this rush. Great Tempered Fate. We see Icon come in on the back. We also see Bard hit the Q. Lee Sin going as well. And I mean, from here, it just looks like it should be pretty easy. We see this great kick coming out from Hacker as well. And then they kind of encircle them on both sides. So they have no good place to go. Unfortunate blast cone. And like you said, they were trapped anyway. They really had nowhere left to go. But going back in was a bit unfortunate.
Yes, it was. That was not good from SUNING whatsoever. And my statement before about this going to a game 3, definitely. On the bench for a couple of minutes, at least until we see this next dragon and see what OMG can pull off yet again.
I mean, we get to late game, we're going to have, you know, late game Ezreal, late game Camille, and
yeah.
We even look at people like SOFM. You don't really have anyone good to steal tank stats from on the side of OMG, so you're not ever going to get really inherently tanky. I guess you're still going to have a pretty good front line for the side of SUNING because you do have 4 tanks and bruisers and then 180 carry, but that's obviously a problem in its own right. And we have seen the one way that OMG really have to take these fights. I mean, you hit a massive Tempered Fate, you have the lockdown to keep numerous members down, you delete Huanfeng, it's, you know, an easy walk home from there.
And you pick off the pieces at a time, right? You know, with the big potential that's available through all the roster of OMG.
Pick potential hysterics.
Yeah, PP. God. Also, why, you know, the god of V5 plays Bud. Yes. Pick potential god.
Yes, he is.
There's Dragon's being started while Curse on the turret takes a couple of shots. Doesn't mind, though. But SUNING will now be on Cloud Soul. And I got to say, for OMG
on
who are behind.
Cloud Soul Point?
That's the one. They will be on Cloud Soul Point. Thank you for correcting me.
No problem,
but,
my friend.
If there's one soul that as OMG, like, well, we're behind in this game, you're like, whatever. It's Cloud Soul. Do you think it's the weakest still? I know a lot of people in chat in the past have been like, well, it's not the weakest. But it does definitely feel less impactful than any other.
The problem is the others could be weaker in like situational aspects.
Yep.
So, but I mean, Cloud Soul definitely the overall weakest soul.
Because it's fun on something like Cassidy.
I'd say Cloud like Drake. Probably my favorite Drake.
Oh, I think it's one of the best.
Yeah.
But the Soul itself.
Bud Drake is quite nice.
Oh, if you roll a third cloud, like as in a Cloud Drake, that's insane. Also note that I believe it was, who was it? Giving credit as Baron
it was
gets started.
SUNING getting Baron.
But Curse, meanwhile, bottom side, they actually committed down to the bottom lane. Destiny being used to get
Curse
closer.
no TP.
Yeah. So a long walk while SUNING are just going to smack down Baron. Shot Barrage goes through. Tempered Fate slows it down. Curse still not here, though. And at 2.5k over the wall needs to be Hacker. The flash shield of Duran stops the jungle onto Baron. Smite down. It is going to be secured by SUNING on the backline. Hacker trying to do his dirty work. We'll find Angel, and that means for SUNING, they need to get out. Jet across the arrow as Curse takes him down. SUNING have 3 people left, and OMG might get the fight here, get the full ace, and break this game wide open. Sword Art needs to escape, but the gold card stops him down as Eric's over the wall, and Curse is as well. Slowed down with the Hextech sweep. They'll take the support. It's 2 versus 5. That Baron might not be worth it in the end.
Oh, and they're still going.
Over with the Magical Journey, Eric nails through. But SOFM and Huan Feng are out, but this turret will be dying. Inhibitor might actually be broken with the Death Timers as well.
And I feel like that's what they crucially need right now. If they can break open Inhibitor, that really is their way progressing this game forward.
And SOFM is stuck around a little bit too long. He's forced to flash, use the Subjugate as well. Huan Feng there slowed down. OMG now with that pushback, definitely guarantee the Inhibitor turret. Open Inhibitor topside. And this game ain't over yet.
Gold's even now. Gold is even. Dragon is up in 2 minutes and 35, and as we said, I mean, giving up another Cloud Drake would kind of suck, but giving over Soul is not the end of the world for OMG. And we're about to get to that point. Heck, even now, Eric might be able to back, have the gold to buy another item. We see that Curse as well probably is quite a bit in his pocket after that fight.
And the Baron buff going to be absolutely slowed down. 1:30 of it left. SUNING are trying to push mid towards this Inhibitor turret, but the wave was just destroyed by Eric. So nothing really to push in with.
And let's give some credit where credit's due.
Who's it for?
Sora.
Okay.
Because, I mean, again, great.
Close. Angel actually still might be called out. Kicked away, though, by Hacker. True Shot Barrage nails down the line. Magical Journey to escape, but Curse takes an arrow to the face, and he won't be safe. 5 versus 4. OMG, just as they get back in the driver's seat, taken off in a bit of a crash.
Just as I was about to praise Sora for the Tempered Fates. I'm sorry, any OMG fans, if we have any of those, but great pick. Great, I guess, reverse pick by SUNING, because, I mean, OMG were the ones trying to do the picking, but...
You know what Icon just did? He used his Destiny topside, and
yes, he did.
SUNING were like, maybe he's flanking, so they backed away from mid. The play slowed down, but now TP through mid lane. SUNING want this Inhibitor turret to themselves. Stretch line does connect, but Eric away with the Arcane Shift. True Shot Barrage to help clear this wave, not available. SUNING are sticking around for the Inhibitor.
Yes, but Curse is up in 4 seconds.
When he comes up, he has TP for the flank. Look at the flanking wards. He's going top for the open in here. SUNING are grouped up as 5, and with the Baron recalls, they should be there quick, but can Curse get the Inhibitor while SUNING back?
Ooh, we got to see. OMG need to keep going. Okay,
Spotted
so
out
scrying
as
orb.
5. Curse is going to get this. All right. Big brain play. Open in hip top. Icon actually running through, trying to stop at least one member.
And obviously for, people out there, this is really nice to counteract the Dragon plays. Ooh.
Oh, he's close. He's close.
He's gone.
And he's out.
Yeah, so now SUNING gonna have to continuously commit someone to top side, so OMG gonna have a lot of good pressure for the Dragon. And now we expect OMG to reset. We want to see them get some vision control down. And no TP's up for SUNING. I'm keep paying attention to that for the fact that they have a lot of deep vision, so maybe we could have seen Bin on a flank, but that's not going to be in the cards as of now.
Teleport being used by Eric to the mid lane, though, because Dragon spawning Soul Point. OMG, for once, actually have the ability to contest in this game.
And all ults are up, and it looks like flashes are up on the key members as well. Both Eric, Icon, and Huan Feng all have their flash.
Jump Barrage nails through once again. Dragon will be started because of that and pulls on out.
I mean, we need to see how SUNING can play around Huan Feng, allowing him to deal as much DPS as possible. 3K,
2K, again, do they really care? Hacker running away, no steal there. Cloud Soul given over, but caught on out his Sword Art. It's 4 versus 5. The ultimate used by Angel. He's right in the middle of the team, though, as Destiny into the backline, but Icon needs the range. Has flash available to pick off one member, but it's stopped. Soul for 1. is a trade that Suning will end up taking.
I mean, it's just so unfortunate that OMG haven't been able to find some great tempered fates off the back of those. We had some great ones early on from Sora this game, but haven't been able to get the same impact later on.
Fight.
I wonder what they're showing us.
Oh,
okay.
That pocket of... Wow. Oh, wow.
I mean, I don't think they would have gotten there in time regardless.
But that's just cool. Like
it is interesting.
A ward spotted to the left. Vision
what
out of the right.
What a great outplay by Curse.
Technically, yeah, absolutely. I thought you were being sarcastic. No, good. I mean, considering how this game's gone for him.
Wait, do you really consider that an outplay?
Yeah.
How did he outplay? That was
a pocket of vision. He backed without it, because Bin would have gotten him if he was too far to the left.
Wait, but he had already started his recall when that ward got placed.
I don't care. It's an outplay. All right. There's a lack of vision. No one saw him. That's an outplay.
I like it.
Okay? Yeah, good.
I like the way you think of League of Legends.
Yeah. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad. But this time, we got to give Curse something because this game has been one of his worst split. And the start of the game, with what we saw.
I mean, the big problem was that one dive they tried to make onto Bin.
As Sora through the magical journey, SFM still following up. But yeah, the dive was a big problem. But Curse now finding his groove here in the rest of this game, almost towards his third item in the Death Dance. And he will be matching towards Bin, who's 2.5 items at this point as well. Curse has got greater CS. We did talk about OMG's ability to play through Curse this game, and with him in the side lane pushing towards an inner, OMG starting to group up as a 4.
The thing is, it's not going to be that easy for him to just like dive or look for these really aggressive trades on the Bin because Suning do have the Galio on Angel. So he's going to always be able to follow up if Curse does go a bit too aggressive.
Hey, Icon has a Magi.
Yes, he does. I noticed that as well.
That's 8 stacks of pure Death Note goodness. As what happens next? We've got Elder, we've got Baron on the menu. Now, we're getting towards later in the game. It's not pure cut like full scaling, is it? I'm not going to ask you, OMG pure out scale, and you're going to say yes, or are you?
I do feel like at this point, OMG should be able to take, I'd say, pretty much any 5v5. They have like a lot of inherent threat coming out from not even like the Tempered Fate or Hextech ultimatums being used, but the threat of them, right? So One Fong always has to position very, like, almost perfect.
Hey, with Suning doing this Baron and Destiny being used, Icon's going to come on in, so I'm going to pause you once again because Bin off to the flanking angle. Curse is now coming in as well to level 16. Camille will find Bin, and Tempered Fate is used onto Bin. Curse will go. Hextech ultimatum using the backline. Angel's going to ulti there as well, but 2K, the Baron's left.
Oh,
Hacker goes in for the steal,
Hacker.
kicks away. Baron being burnt down. Spike comes through, and it's Suning who picks it up while Hacker sacrifices his life. And on the backline, 2 versus 1, Curse goes down. OMG outnumbered, outplayed, and kind of killed themselves in this situation while Bin jumping in. OMG losing all, and Suning will inevitably take us to that game number 3.
And Suning just taking advantage of a massive mistake by OMG. Why even go for the Baron? Why not just use that positioning to take the team fight like you did the last 2 objectives? But guess what? For Suning, it doesn't matter. They're happy that Hacker went for the steal, pretty much killed himself. Now they get the game.
And while Mega Minions, Super Minions, you know, Giga Minions running down the base of Suning, they don't care. They're going to have their own set running through the mid lane. TP to be used. And Game 3 on the horizon in a very interesting fashion.
I mean, it's sad because that game was definitely winnable by OMG to the point they held out to. And right, it still does come off a Suning misstep originally with that first Tempered Fate where